Hello everyone, this is Najiboas. The Earth is fully mapped, meaning that its surface is fully known to us. Cartography evolved for a long time till it became able to do faithful projections of our home, even if they are not completely accurate. Maps in general face problems due to the scaling of a larger area inside a much more limited space. So, depending on the author's interest, it can always show something one way or another. But even then, they are still essential tools of civilization. And then, after technology enabled area access and satellites, the deal was done. You can count on an almost perfect representation of the entire Earth. So, unfortunately, no new continents will ever be discovered. Unless someone gets to a secret level, maybe. However, this may come to your surprise, but there are many regions of the globe that are still unexplored. Those two mean different things. Let me give you an example. We know that the Sahara Desert is located in the African continent due to mapping. But if I were to pinpoint some random location in the middle of it, it's unlikely that someone would be able to tell me exactly what that is in the region. Exploring means to physically study a certain area. And even though that may be closely related to mapping, one does not imply another. Deserts are a great example of a mapped yet not totally explored area. This happens due to the vastness and harsh conditions of the environment. And if that wasn't enough, there's probably not enough resources located to studies in those places. And they are only one example. There are still many more regions in the world that remain relatively unexplored, such as the Deep Ocean, polar regions, caves in the underground, and my favorite, rainforest. And in this video, we'll take a look in the Amazon. The Amazon basin extends itself to over 7 million square kilometers, that of which 5 million is covered by the rainforest itself.
First of all, to give some basic figures, the Amazon basin is huge. The Amazon basin is 7 million square kilometers in area. And within it, 5.5 million square kilometers remains almost entirely unstudied by archaeologists. And that's the 5.5 million square kilometers that is still covered by dense rainforest. And to put that into perspective, 5.5 million square kilometers is the size of the entire Indian subcontinent. So It's like saying, we've done world archaeology, but we've just ignored India, you know. We've done world archaeology, but we've just ignored the Amazon. It's the same argument, 5.5 million square kilometers.
It's shared between 9 different countries, and Brazil being the one that holds the most land. Unfortunately, not taking care of it enough.
As organizações ambientais temem que, se essa tendência continuar, setembro de 2022 pode ser um dos piores meses já registrados. Em agosto passado, a Amazônia brasileira teve o maior número de incêndios para o período em 12 anos. Na última segunda-feira, dia da Amazônia, a ONG Observatório do Clima disse que o bioma está sob intenso ataque de forças criminais. De acordo com a entidade, a região vive a maior onda de destruição e degradação da floresta em quase 2 décadas. O desmatamento e os incêndios florestais dispararam sobre a administração do presidente Jair Bolsonaro. Desde que ele assumiu a presidência, em janeiro de 2019, o desmatamento médio anual na Amazônia brasileira aumentou 75% em comparação com a década anterior.
Mas o Brasil preserva muito bem o seu território.
Now here are some facts about Brazil. Most of the land area is encompassed in the northmost region. As you can see, there is a clear discrepancy in terms of area size between north and south. So if you were to decide a center for the country only based on its geography, you probably would pinpoint somewhere closer to that area, right? That was actually the plan when the capital was made to be in Brasilia. But the region that includes the cities of São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, the southeast region, is still the most important in terms of economics, being responsible for more than half of the country's GDP. You can see in this map how many industrial activities are being held in that area. That region is also dominant in terms of cultural exposition. Most countries imagine the face of Brazil being the things that you see in there. And between Brazilians themselves is no different. TV shows, music, movies, and all types of modern media are mostly focused in the culture of that southmost region. And in a country that size, not to value the insane variety of cultures is a sad reality. That difference in attention is internalized by the population. People that come from further north are often treated in a different manner and sometimes with a slight hint of prejudice. The best way to describe it is something like the hillbilly jokes that the American has with some people from some states. The idea of the joke is, the further your state is from south, the stranger it gets. And Acre is one of the states that is made more fun than any other. It's one of those that are further from south, and the fact that it's practically embedded in the middle of the Amazon doesn't help. People make jokes about how things take longer to reach there, how civilization itself there is still ancient, how there are aliens and other weird creatures appearance, such as dinosaurs. So Acre is, in some way, a mysterious land in Brazil. But even if that's primarily a joke, the whole biome of the Amazon itself holds a lot of secrets. Although I wouldn't expect to find a T-Rex, but anything below that size is entirely possible. There is literally millions of species between plants and the animals yet to be discovered there. It's certainly a full plate for any biologist. But there is a reason the Amazon remains unexplored. It is hard to access. No matter how far technology has come, you can't simply enter the dense vegetation and harsh climate. Let's say the idea of an automated tech exploring is already out of the way. You can use a Wall-E-like robot to explore Mars or the Moon, but in the Amazon they would just get stuck in the first tree root they stumble upon, torn by a croc, or even the mosquito bites may be so overwhelming that even the robots may contract the disease.
Literally walk 15 feet and then be like, I'm just going to come right back. And the jungle will, like, Blair Witch you. Because it's all green, so you just like think you know what you're doing. Just last week, I wanted to cross from one trail to another trail, and I was like, I'm a guide, I can do this. And I came back out on the same trail like a half hour later, and I was like, yep, that's what I meant to do, let's go. And like, happens to JJ all the time.
Really?
You cannot find your way in the
Do
jungle.
you use a compass?
Don't use a compass.
Why not?
Because actually, apparently some of the iron content and some of the saps in the trees pulls the needle. It doesn't work really well.
Even the trees are trying to trick you. Oh my God.
GPSs run out of batteries. You know.
So the Amazon remained untouched for many centuries. At least that's what we thought. With the help of a technology called LiDAR, archaeology has discovered the possibility of a lost civilization in the middle of the rainforest. And not just any settlement, but entire cities of large proportions, which imply advancements in areas of knowledge different from what we have today.
But now the jungle's being cleared, those cities are emerging, and we can say that a city like London, which had a population of roughly 50,000 in the 16th century, there were cities of that size all over the Amazon. Wow. Huge numbers of them. And a possible total population of the Amazon that exceeded 20 million people.
What?
Yes, 20 million. This is the latest evidence from the Amazon. And then you ask yourself,
and if that's
how
true,
did they do that
could change history forever. Nowadays, knowledge in archaeology is basically of Eurocentric nature, meaning that it supports the idea that modern civilization progressed from Europe. To give you a perspective of how hard it is for a civilization to thrive in the middle of the Amazon, did you ever heard that to this day we don't know how the pyramid was built? We also have no clue how there could have been a civilization survive in the middle of the Amazon. The soil is not proper for agriculture, and overall the conditions are just too harsh. But one thing that proves that that's entirely possible is the existence of uncontacted tribes there. Just imagine that right now there are human beings stepping in the same earth soil as you, breathing the same air as you, and they don't have any of the technology that you do. No smartphones, no cars, no refrigerators, no gun, no medicine, none of it. They are reminiscent of human lives hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago. But it doesn't mean in any way that they aren't advanced. If someone like me and you were to prepare everything we could, every resource we could get, and be thrown in the middle of the forest, chances are we wouldn't last a week. Those people have been living there for generations, and we literally have no clue how they do it and what they know.
Now, how many uncontacted tribes are they aware of?
I think there's like over 100 different groups across the Amazon. Wow. There's also varying degrees of, and the other thing is the conversation so often gets turned to like they're, violent, and that they're people that live out in the jungle. And I have no idea how they do it either, because, at night we need headlamps. We don't have Night vision. All the animals have night vision. So it's like, what do they do that night? They're able to make fire in the jungle at night every day. If I gave you an entire book of matches, me and you, we sat down right now in the jungle. I was like, okay, cool. You got a machete and a book of matches. First one to make fire wins. We couldn't do it. It's wet. Everything is wet. So how are they? What's their? Are they doing bow drill? Are they doing? What are they doing? So
We don't know.
We don't really know. No. We don't know how they do that. We don't know how they stay infection free. We don't know what they do with their old people. We never see old people. We never really see children. And so like they move around and we see like groups of men on beaches. We see like that picture, that aerial picture where you see like a family group out. That's in turtle season where you have turtles laying their eggs on the beaches and the tribes will come out because that's easy food. You just pick up turtle eggs and eat them. But there's so much that we don't know about their lifestyle. And like people get so many things wrong. Just, if you leave them alone, then they won't kill you. If you, then people go, oh, they're Stone Age tribes. And it's like, well, they're not Stone Age tribes because they're alive right now. And you couldn't live out in the jungle, but they can.
Right.
So it's like there's elements.
The Amazon is truly mysterious. Unknown species of plants and animals, human history yet to be discovered, and maybe even ancient knowledge is still alive. But it's also part of the earth and should be respected. It is a scary truth, but we as humans have the capacity both to save it and destroy it. Fortunately, nowadays everyone has a strong tool to help with those matters. If you are interested in, you can like and share this video, or even keep digging the subject by yourself. There are certainly many more things that I left out, and I would be very happy if I contributed even by a little for your curiosity. And if you want to see more interesting videos like this, please do subscribe. It will help me a lot. I also put my social media in the description and also a channel for donations. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.